Hello, everyone. Welcome to the King of Anime podcast. Back again, doing more anime things with special guest co-hosts EA and Satsuki. Introduce yourselves.
Hey, it's me, EA. I'm a fantastic co-host, but not as good as my other co-host buddy. There's Sasuke.
What is good, people? Good anime. Pretty much every episode today was well, not today, but pretty much everything that we've been watching today had me in high spirits, so I'm excited to talk about it.
Yes, very good week, and I guess we should start with Tower of God. Tower of God, episode 4, The Green April. Anaak decides to sleep during a battle because that's just what she does. She's a badass. Also, Tracksuit Guy dislikes women, I guess, and then dishes out some true gender equality. And Shitsu, the sleeping guy, is actually a wave controller, so I guess she's friends with like Hana from Fruits Basket. But Anaak's team is disqualified when she goes to confront Bam in their like holding quarters things about the Black March. And then Bam's team enters and Kun kind of takes the crown and then reproduces another one? What do you guys think about this episode?
So, just to get this straight, there are swords that have colors and names of months of the year.
Yes.
Okay. So there's a blue June and an orange October and a purple a purple January.
I was gonna say Jelly January, and it's just Jello.
Ew.
Jello.
Yeah, it's just Jello.
That sounds like the weakest sword ever.
I know, right? You
That's
try
what
to
you
cut
think.
through it, and then it just cuts through. Boom. Oh no!
Exactly. And it looks so delicious. You're just so tantalizing. You just got to take a slice, and then that's how it gets
Please
you.
don't do that.
What?
Overall, I think this episode anyway, it was entertaining and it was fun. I still don't really know much. I guess we're kind of learning a little bit more about the characters little by little. Each and every episode, we finally got to see what, as you said, old, sleepless man can do, and he's pretty powerful, and then he just falls right back to sleep. That's pretty much everyday life.
He just releases this powerful blast. He's like,
Ha! And then he goes
I'm
back
kind
to
of done.
sleep. He just explodes. Okay, good night.
I now totally understand why Satsuki likes Anaak so much. It's because of her carefree attitude.
Yes.
Is she a princess? Or
Yes.
She said she was.
She's a princess of Jihad. Jihad.
And that's the one that have the swords?
Yeah. Like, apparently they have these swords that are passed down from the king to his princesses. And that's how Yuri got the Black March, I guess. And that's how Anaak got the Green April.
I think even if he does give Anaak the Black March, the sword's gonna be like, no, fam, I'm into dudes. I'm not into women. And then she's gonna go right back to him. That's what I think is gonna happen, even if he does manage to lose next episode.
It's a possibility. She definitely does prefer Bam's I guess face. I don't know if she prefers lizard girls. Which, by the way, I love it when he starts when they're attacking Anaak, and Tracksuit Guy is like, what does he say? Like, he says like, "Don't you dare attack our cutie," or like, "That's our cutie. Don't you even try to kill her," or whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, that's funny. Like how they just think of her as like this cute little bob-haired girl.
Yeah, she's like their mascot, only she can actually kill you.
Yeah, exactly. She's she's like no, that's exactly right. Yeah, she's pretty cool. She I like when she went to like do her like super move with like the Green April. That was a pretty. What did you guys think about the animation for this part? And I guess as a whole.
I thought it was the best it looked so far.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never had an issue with the animation, but yeah, this was some pretty good stuff this episode. It's just a sword that just goes each and every way. So is it like a blade of grass or something?
I think so.
Uh,
That's what it looks like.
it just bends. It just bends in any shape, form.
Hmm.
It's not a good idea to think of it as a sword because it's really not. That's just how it looks, like in this base form or whatever. Just
Uh-huh.
it doesn't even look like a sword. They called it a sword, but in the webtoon they call it a needle. But it just looks like that in this base form. But of course, it doesn't work like a sword at all.
Yeah. Works more like a whip.
Yeah, and then it just splits in different directions and whatnot.
Yeah, it looks pretty interesting. And I think that's what makes it. That's what I think makes Anaak so cool as well. Is like she's already this like pretty interesting looking character. Like she has this like big visual identifier, which is her tail, and then now she has like this cool like this Green April sword thing, needle weapon, and it just looks really cool.
Yeah, I also thought this was like just a funny episode to me. You already talked about it at the start, but Sue just started fighting the one girl, and then she complained. She's like, "I'm a woman. You can't hit me like that." And he was just like, gender equality. Shout out to Kazuma. And he was actually handling those two people by himself for a good bit until the guys snuck up behind him and got the jump on him. So he's a decent fighter, at least for somebody who hasn't showed any powers.
He
And we already
clocked her
seen that
too.
he's smart. Yeah, he bloodied her with the one punch,
And
and
she
she had
spun
a fucking
around.
knife. Yeah. So and then Hots was cool. I don't think they showed the Hots in the not fight, but what did you guys think about that? Like how he fights? Because he like throws his sword up in the air.
It's like a boomerang. It kind of reminds me of. He just throws it in the air and it just kind of goes around. And then he has
Yeah.
his other sword. Like it's a smaller sword. Then he has his other sword, which I guess engages in those, just close quarter combats and whatnot. So I think that's pretty cool too.
He's a pretty cool samurai, that's for sure. Or
He's
samurai looking dude.
him and Anaak are equal. They're on equal footing. You think they're gonna fight each other again?
Um. Well, of course I know the answer to that, but I'll just say from like the standpoint from right now, they don't seem really like rivals. I do agree with you that they are portrayed to be like equal strength because even Shibusu said something where he was like, Anak, give me the crown. I'm the weakest in the group, obviously, and you're the strongest. And he took offense to that because
Mm-hmm.
he thinks he's either above or on the same level as her. So they're portrayed to be in the same realm. But they actually seem to like each other. Even Hots said something. He said something like he believed in Shibisu's skills that he was bullshitting about because he was like, why did you believe me? He's like, because you're my teammate. So they have like this type of relationship to where they're like good friends, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I think the team dynamic, where Anaak is like she's pretty much like there is no team, and they're kind of like the other two are kind of like they got some teamwork going on. But Anaak just doesn't really seem to care. I wonder if that's going to affect them in the future, where they're going to hit like this wall because the Nock's not playing game, and then Anaak's going to be like, well, damn it. And then they lose like something important or, whatever it may be. I wonder.
Well, they did kind of already lose because of her, technically.
Yep.
It's true.
So,
She does what she wants.
Yeah. All you had to do was sit on the damn throne. CJ.
Oh God. All you gotta do is follow the damn train.
Yeah.
She literally all she had to do was sleep from that point on after she beat the, I can't name anybody on their team actually. I'll just call them sleeping bag team.
That works.
Yeah, that's the weakness of this show is the names are. I'm calling the one guy tracksuit guy. I only know Anaak because they've said it like 4 times. So, and they've said Bam like what?
Shibazoo.
Maybe a little bit more than that. Yeah, that guy as well.
Yeah, Bam, Rack, just because I don't know. I love Rack.
You give me chocolate bars, human.
It's like I want to fight now. No, let's wait our turn. Give me 10 chocolate bars and you got a deal.
Those chocolate bars have to be good as hell because Rock loves to fight. So for him to turn down a fight for chocolate bars, they have to be like the best in the world, like Charlie in the Chocolate Factory level.
Is this a Wonka bar?
It's golden ticket.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that'd be great. Rock actually says something really funny in this episode. He says, "What is the dumb turtle talking about?" He's so funny.
Yeah, just how he just, I don't know. It's very simple kind of speak. Even though like he's great at fighting, he doesn't really get to know people's name. He's just blue turtle, black turtle. I think he even calls Anaak just lizard girl.
Yes, he really wants to fight her really bad. He says at one point, "It's like time to hunt a lizard."
Yeah. He's him and Caveman would get along really well.
It's true.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's true.
But what did you guys think of Coon though?
He's got an endless supply of whatever is in his briefcase.
He's like who's the guy from Inuyasha with the hole in his hand?
Oh, that's don't
Roku.
tell me. Thank you. I was about to remember it.
He's like him, but it's like without all the depression.
Wind tunnel. Oh
Yeah.
no, not the stupid bees that can poison me. Damn you, Naraku.
The miasma.
Miasma, that's right. Because he sucked it up the first time and was like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. It's gonna kill me. This
Oh
is the
man,
big
I
one.
love Inuyasha.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Such a classic. But I thought when he threw the crown out, I was like, he's got another one. And sure enough, he had another one. So I guess this little handbag, laptop bag he's carrying around. And it's like Kirby, but it's also like it can like produce things.
It can absorb a freaking sword. You know, it can block a sword. It could block powerful attacks. It can suck it up, and it can duplicate crowns. So it's just like, I want to know what's going on with this regular suitcase.
What happens if you go inside the suitcase? Can you ever come back out? Is it like a singularity?
I would assume so. They brought the crown back out.
Maybe. See, I didn't think the bag was important for the last 3 episodes at all. I just thought that's where he put his sword. Oh, it's just part of his aesthetic. He carries around like a handbag.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's just really powerful thing he has. So it's very interesting. I mean, it really is.
That's his quirk.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry I had to say it, I know.
So, what do you think about Anaak's bet that if Anaak's team wins, she gets the Black March, but if Bam's team wins, he gets the Green April.
I'm still going with what I originally said. I predict, even because I don't see him winning. I don't see her losing. All I see is, like, even if he does lose, yeah, it'll be like, okay, a deal's a deal. Gives the sword over, and then Black March is like, honey, I'm going back over to Bam. I ain't like you, and then she'll float over, and then that'll be that. That's my prediction anyway, because I don't know. Something tells me that that's going to happen. I could be wrong, but
Could be.
only Satsuki knows what's going to happen.
This is true. Satsuki knows everything. He's the master. I think I really appreciated when she laid down this deal, and Bam's like, no, like, what's the point of me for doing this? Like, he's an actual smart character who has respect for the audience that is watching the show. So I appreciate that he's like, there's no point for me to do it. But Anaak's like, well, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna kill you anyway. So you might as well accept.
Well then, bet.
And she was definitely going to carry that out. She and Hot, they have like a super team because all of these strong people were just caged up. They could have came out at any time and nobody wanted to press that button. They were like, I'm not going out there. Even the other team just had to run away. And then, I don't remember her name. No, the girl. She said something like, I've run away like 100,000 times. I know the time. Yeah, I know the time to run away.
What did you think about Rahu, or however they say it?
Rahu?
Yeah, Bam.
Rahu.
Right. Bam. Rachel, and Bam's like Rahu.
Oh,
Rahu.
Freckles.
What do I think of her? I don't know. Something's up with her. I mean,
I'm more interested in the big guy.
I'm interested in the big guy. I'm interested in the girl that's like, can we kill him now? Can we slice him up into little pieces? And then Rachel's like, yeah, I don't care. Go ahead. Go for it. I am definitely curious to see what happens. The show has me intrigued, though I don't know what's going on. I'm still intrigued. I know I keep saying that, but it's just because I don't think there's supposed to be like an understanding of what's going on. It's more of a characters, what they do, and then there's a tower. No explanation of how the tower's created. It's totally fine. I get it. Some things you just gotta let slide, and I'm letting a lot of things slide. So it's fine with me.
They should replace Anaak's voice with just clips of like a bunch of Ric Flair promos.
What?
With a tear in my eye.
You want my watch? You got it. Here, have these pants. Woo, woo.
That would be amazing. Be okay with that.
Well, someone has to make that happen now.
Any final thoughts?
Yes. I wonder what the Super Inferno Punch was.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we never got to see it.
He just said, I'm going to use my Super Inferno Punch. Next time we see him, he's just like dead.
Yeah, apparently whatever it wasn't worth a damn. It was just, here's my big super special Inferno, and then just runs out of fire and dies.
Oh, and okay, last really last thought. Some more of a question. What did you guys think of Mysterious Girl's comment to Anaak?
Oh, right. For me, that's an anime trope that I hate, personally. I always hate whenever they show somebody just their lips are moving, and then 2 seconds later you kind of find out what they're talking about. It's like, why not just show what they were talking about then, instead of just making it out to be mysterious? Because, I mean, we don't know exactly what she said, but what she said was obviously derogatory and kind of pointing towards her or whatever. I don't know. I find that, maybe it's just me, I find that to be kind of annoying when it comes to stuff like that in anime. And they use it, not a lot, but they definitely used it a lot back in the day. And like you find out 2 seconds later what they're talking about. It's like, why was the point of doing that?
I'll tell you, it is for an important reason.
Okay.
But she kind of clarified to some degree what she was talking about, because she said, what's wrong with calling an imposter an imposter?
Huh. So it's like, is Anaak an imposter?
Can't say.
Ooh. I'm all excited.
It's gonna turn into a big dinosaur.
She's gonna turn into Rock's
Zero-2?
lover.
It's
Gonna turn into Rock's lover, another T-Rex.
It's gonna be like that Rock movie where it's the 2 big kaijus based off that like video game from like the 80s. What was that called? Rampage? It's gonna be like Rampage. We're just gonna be at the end. Nock's gonna turn into a big dinosaur thing. Rock's gonna turn into a big dinosaur thing, and they're gonna.
Rampage
That's
is
all
a
I
fun
wanted.
game. That was also an arcade cabinet. That was a really fun type of thing. Just go around smashing buildings all the time. Just
Yeah, I do that in real life sometimes.
you turn into a giant wolf and start smashing things.
Yeah, I just smash things on the reg. Anyway, so hopefully one day.
SeaTactics smash.
Oh god, what are we giving this?
Pass.
Pass for me. Favorite episode so far.
Pass as well, and I have to agree. Fair episode. Also, hello everybody in the chat. Thanks for turning out. Appreciate it.
Turn out for what?
Let's talk about Assassins and Templars. Let's talk about Arte. Arte, episode 4, Courtesan. As Arte is dealing with her feelings for Leo, still don't know. She is tasked with painting a courtesan's portrait. Her name is Veronica. It's the one we saw from the last episode. Arte learns about love and things and feelings, and as well, how complicated they are, and all that jazz. What'd you guys think about episode 4?
A lot of prostitutes in this episode.
Couple.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I actually rather enjoyed this part because they don't like, they kind of skirt around it, like what an actual courtesan actually is besides a high-class prostitute. But apparently, I searched up, this is from Wiki, so you never know, some doofus may have come in and changed it and they just didn't catch it yet. In the Wiki, it said that courtesans basically were these very independent women that would learn things like singing, dancing, all of this stuff. There were some of them were even artisans. They would even do art sometimes. They were tasked with basically entertaining a bunch of people at once, men, and it wasn't just about sex or whatever it was. It was also about entertainment. So, pretty interesting.
Yeah. They say courtesans are like, they're not just prostitutes, like you already said. They're like it's more of a prestige job, I guess you can say, because like that, having that position typically means that you're like high class. So it's not looked at in a negative thing. Of course, some people may look at it in a negative way because of what comes with it. So that's why I was interested to see like Arte's reaction to Veronica, because as she said, she thought she was looking at her job and with sparkling eyes, but it was really just Arte appreciating the work she put in to get where she's at.
Yeah. Arte appreciates hard work and death grips. She's really good at the death grip thing.
Oh yeah, she almost
She got a pressure
dislocated
point.
She almost dislocated that guy's shoulder.
Dude, I love Arte. Dude, Satsuki, you got a power rank Arte.
She is up there.
How come she didn't do that stuff at the beginning when it came to like trying to get people to look at her artwork? All she would have gotten somebody the first try had she just done the freaking death grip on the shoulder. It's like, okay, god damn, I'll look at it.
Look at it, bitch.
I think she started off as a weakling, and now she's like level she started off as like a level 10.
Now
Like-
she's a level
like thug.
69.
Now she's like a level 69, like I don't know, Kingpin. What was that? What was that meme? I don't know.
69.699.
It was 696.9. That's her level.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this, okay. I don't understand. Is there an actual romance between her and Leo, or is this just they're telling this story about her being this naive young girl?
He doesn't seem to be into her.
Yeah, he doesn't like even notice her at all. The thing is, this thing is labeled as a romance as well. So, who is the romance in this? Is it just Arte?
It's all in her mind.
Okay, so I remember we talked about this like before episode 3 of yesterday, because like we were talking about like age gap relationships because of these two ships that we have, I guess you can say. And the reason why I felt really uncomfortable with this one as opposed to the yesterday one isn't really because of the age, it's more so because like they're master and student, I think. And I don't really like that power dynamic with romance added to it, I guess. But I don't know. I think the romance is kind of being written in a way as something that Arte has to overcome. I don't think it's something that's going to stay prevalent throughout the entire story. But I'm not sure because it was like the whole episode she was struggling with how she, had this crush on Leo. So it's weird right now.
Well, I guess this is a good segue to talk about how this show segued into a really dark topic. Right in the middle of the episode.
Yeah.
Where it shows Veronica brought Arte to basically a really bad part of town. Said, look out. And well, there was a former high class courtesan who not doing so well. She had like messed up teeth. She was covered in bruises and scars. It
She
was
looked like a
really
meth
dark.
addict.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that?
I think it goes with the whole saying, all that glitters is not gold. It may look like a nice, fancy.
Only shooting
sort
stars
of-
break the mold.
Okay, rock star. No, it's a all star. Yeah, it's just basically just about, if you think this is the way of living, it's not quite the way of living. It's what did she say? She said you could do this, but just don't fall in love, because that's essentially what happened to her. Was that she forgot about her work, she forgot about basically what she does, and then she just found love, and now look at her, all messed up.
Yeah, you see, this is a thing that happens to everyone. Well, not they don't become like
It
not
happened to
that.
me.
Yeah, well, people fall in love, and like that gets in the way of their dreams. I think that's what they were trying to say here.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they
Yeah.
went about it was pretty interesting, I thought. And it's funny that even in a time like 16th century Florence, at least, in this world's universe, they're having similar issues like that, where it's like, yeah, focus on your work rather than chasing man or woman for love. That can come later,
And I get what Veronica was trying to say. I think I get I agree with the direction she was trying to put Arte in, just trying to get her to focus on the work she was doing because she was getting distracted by her feelings for Leo. But I don't agree with the overall point because she treated it as like love is ultimately going to be a hindrance to your life, and I don't agree with that. I think it can be, but I don't think
Hmm.
it is in every instance. So I don't agree with her, but I could understand why she would have that viewpoint considering her profession and seeing how
Exactly.
she's dealt with men who she's probably drove to a point of no return because they fell in love with her and they spiraled out of control. So I understand her viewpoint. I understand her perspective of why she thinks like that, but I don't agree.
I mean, look at that one dude. That one dude is freaking waiting outside for her, saying, "What does she look like, huh? What is she? What is she wearing, huh? Huh? What? I gotta know. I gotta know. Come on, let me holler at you. You know, one
Yeah,
of those."
yeah, and
And
that brings up Arte's conflict with Veronica.
Yeah.
yeah, and I wholeheartedly agree with what Arte did because I think I don't know. At some point in our lives, I think we all go through this. I know I did. I'm not ashamed to admit it. You know, you get yourself at least who you think likes you back, and then you try to, you know, talk to them or whatever, and they ignore you. And yes, it does make you crazy. I know. I know it does. But yeah, it's a really crazy thing to see it happen. But and just how she's kind of what is it? Victoria kind of treats it. You know, it's just another trick, just another job, so to speak. And I get it. That's her profession. That's essentially what she sees, and that's what she does. But Arte, being this kind, sweet, hearted child, I say child, she's like 16. Is just like, no, that ain't right. What you're doing is wrong. I mean, I can respect the fact that you know, are impressive as you are and whatnot, but still, you can't do that to people. And I agree.
You can't, yeah, you can't toy with people's emotions like that. And I like, but I do like as well how Arte always takes whatever interactions she's having in in these episodes, and you see how she applies it almost immediately. Where later on, Arte is doing this painting, and she's telling herself not to get wound up by him, and it's much like the thing of like, girls don't cry, suck in the tears. It's kind of like that thing, and I really I think that's one of the most satisfying things about this show is that Arte, by the end, has learned something and has progressed as a person and a human.
Yes. And I attribute that a lot of that to Veronica. I like their dynamic because RTA is like really green, and Veronica seems like a person with her experiences in life. She's probably like seen a lot of shit, so she's kind of like a god to her, almost like a life mentor in some way. But she really likes Arte just because she is so pure. So I like their relationship.
Yeah, and it makes sense. Veronica has this library worth of books, of knowledge, of things about life and experiences, and so she's experienced quite considerably more than maybe the normal person in that time has. And so she's a valuable person for Arte. And I do love at the end where even though despite their disagreements, they still remain friends. And Veronica's like, I still like you. If you never need any help, come back and I'll answer the question as a friend. And I like how she said as a friend and not as her profession, which
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
Um, Another thing to add, Arte has a fetish for laughing and smiles. because she really wanted to get Leo to smile. And then when she saw Veronica smile, she was like, I thought she was going the other way. I was like, wait, I wrote down, is Arte gay? Every time?
What?
Hey, hey,
Huh?
I'm okay with this. Yuri's pretty good.
Here he is good.
Yuri is amazing. I like when Arte. It's just a cool moment, actually, of just another kind of interaction where Arte, you would think, oh yeah, she's totally right in this instance, or like you can at least understand why she would come to that decision, and then the more knowledgeable person is like thinking of something totally different, another reason why she should, and that's when she's sitting down to eat. She's like, I don't want to eat, because she's all like flustered about Leo and stuff. Leo's like, no, eat. Even if you don't feel, even if you feel sick or whatever, or even if you aren't or are sick, eat it anyways, because you got a day tomorrow. You got to be an artisan. You got to do
Eat
your job.
Chocolate pudding.
You got to eat. You can't just eat that soup, Arte. And I like that because Arte was just thinking about that moment of just this one thing of like, oh well, it's weird, it's awkward, like I don't know how to feel about him. Might all these things, and Leo is thinking from an experienced person who's like, no, you should eat. Don't, your job's gonna be poor tomorrow.
And that's why I can't see Leo as like a romantic ship for Arte, because he just seems like your father, honestly. It does. He's definitely old enough to be. It's just too weird for me.
They're gonna do it.
Please don't.
They're gonna spin it, and then we're gonna look at it. We're gonna go.
I'm scared because time is progressing fast in the show.
Yeah, I know it very much is. I don't know. I don't think Satsuki's right in the sense that I think she's going to try to overcome it. And as well, romance doesn't have to end with a kiss and, a waltz into the sunset. Romance could be literally just a person who's fell in love with this person, and at the end they get rejected or whatever. So
yeah,
or punched in the face.
Or punched in the face. like that one chick when Tracksuit Guy was like, gender equality, bitch.
or you can get killed like in school days.
Ugh, that's the worst outcome. Who knows?
And all he wanted was some tang, man.
He got a lot of it.
Yeah, it's his
Probably
own
too
damn
much.
fault. It's his own damn fault, because wasn't it he was trying to get with the one girl by talking to this girl, and then she's like, yeah, you could do it, and then all of a sudden they're together, and then she literally he calls the other chick and says, you know what, I think I'm bored with her. Right then and there is when I was like, you deserve to die.
Important note from this episode: it took Arte 4 episodes to learn love. It took Violet Evergarden a whole goddamn series. What's your excuse, Violet? What's your excuse?
Is this the one that doesn't show facial expressions?
Yeah, the one that looks like Saber.
To be fair, Veronica had to diagnose it. She was like, "Oh, so your chest gets tighter. You start to shy away from him. Oh yeah, that's love." It's like, "Oh shit."
What is love? Baby, don't hurt.
It's the second week in a row this has happened.
I'm gonna keep it going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Violet Evergarden is probably like, what is love? Is it the urge to kill someone? Cool.
Stabby, stab, stab.
I'm the more fuller metal alchemist. Because she's got 2 metal arms. Instead of 1.
Oh, we're talking about Violet Evergarden still.
Not anymore. What are you guys giving Arte episode 4?
I'm passing it.
Pass for me.
I love this show. Arte is adorable. Leo's a pretty cool guy. Veronica's chill. I like all these characters. It's a satisfying show to watch. If you're not watching it, give it a watch. You may like it. Speaking of may liking things, let's get back to yesterday. Yesterday, episode 4.
Yeah.
As the river flows, Sheena Co returns home. What'd you guys think about this episode?
Oh, shit.
Overall, I just have to say it. I don't like the teenage boy. I think he's annoying as hell. And here's my reasoning. I like all the other characters. They're very relatable. You know, even the girl and Haru. Thank God, being 18 now. Not to say that wouldn't make her not a good character. It's just that now she's legal. But when it comes to this guy, I feel like he's trying to. I don't know. It seems like he's in his brother's shadow, and he's like just trying so hard to be different. It's like, dude, just be you. You know, you're trying too hard. And I know, hard to say that to some hormonal 16, 17, 18-year-old boy that doesn't know anything about love other than what they grew up with and whatnot. And I don't know. He just gets on my nerves, kind of, you know, because Haru, at least she kind of does something to him to the point where it's like not. Even he says like, "Oh, she's a weirdo," but you know, that's I don't know. He just kind of gets on my nerves.
Yeah, I agree. He is kind of a little annoying. He doesn't really get on my nerves though, because I don't know. He has that. I think that's an on purpose thing. Like I think that's the story they're trying to go with his character. Is he's kind of this annoying teenager, like any other annoying teenager who likes this older girl, even though he has no goddamn chance. Because we now know it's solidified. Haru, Rico, probably gonna happen, and these two ain't gonna work out. I don't see Sheena Co going all domestic girlfriend on this kid, so she shouldn't.
She is a teacher.
She is a teacher. So I
Teachers should love people that are younger than them.
wow.
Happens.
I do find their dynamic really interesting, though. I do find his whole thing of like where he's trying so desperately hard to be different and to get Sheena Co to notice him, but I think she already has, and I think he's just trying way too hard, and I don't think Sheena Co cares. I think Sheena Co looks at him as she's always looked at him, which is just this dead guy's brother, and someone like who's more family than anything else.
Yeah. At least she doesn't walk out of the shower half naked, you know, going, "Oh, sorry, brother." You know what I'm referring to.
Hinane?
Oni-chan.
Yep.
As for me, I actually like Ro. Yeah, I think it's Ro. And initially when I first saw him, I thought I wasn't going to like him. So when I started to realize this was going to be a eccentric episode, I said my first thing, like literally when I saw it, I was the episode kept progressing. He kept getting the shine. I said, "Fuck." I said no.
I was right there.
But I actually like him because I think he's self-aware of a lot of his flaws, like being this person who craves attention from Sheena Co. And I did think he had a valid point with him getting frustrated at Sheena Co.
Yeah,
Comparing him
Yeah, I
to
think
his
that's
brother.
valid.
Because I think it went a little overboard. Because it was like, okay, when she first said the thing about, "Oh, you're almost as tall as you," it's like, okay, that's one comment. And then she said something else, and I can't remember what it was. And I was like, "Bitch, stop. Like
Yeah,
she kept like throwing it. I can't. Yeah. she kept like throwing it in his face, and I think that was like unfair to him. Not only because it's like you're bringing up like his dead brother, that's probably something he doesn't really want to be pressed about, but it's something he's also very insecure about. Um, and that's why he started drawing in the first place. And I think that too, that plot point of him being like a big fish in a little pond with drawing, because now that he's in school, he's seeing all these other people that are as good as him, and he kind of feels like he's just doing it just because it was something that he was better than his brother at. So I thought like his story was actually really good.
I find there are things that I can relate to him with, because I as well have was in a similar situation to Ro personally, where I lost one of my sisters. Well, I only have one sister, so not one of my sisters. I lost my sister almost 10 years ago, and I can understand his frustration because I lost my sister around the same age he did. Especially the scene when the father, who's just, I mean, he's lost his wife, lost his kid, and he just walks out with that box of things. Man, that was just like, fuck. I see that. I know what that is. I know what that feels like. I know what that looks like. I've seen that in real life. And you can tell he's just so beaten down. And like he brings out this box, and she grabs that eraser and she opens it. And it's the eraser that he threw at her while they were in school, and it says Baka on it, idiot. And it was just like, that's such a real bittersweet moment, because it's so sweet because it brings you back to that memory, that awesome memory, and then the bitterness hits you. The person's gone, and it feels so real. It feels surreal. It feels like you're there. It feels like you're not. And I think the way that they portray loss in this so far has been very subtle and nuanced, that I think many people, when they watch it, they don't question it. But as a person who's experienced it firsthand, I respect that so hard. Like I love the way they portrayed it, all of it. It was perfect. And Sheena Co, when she stands up and she goes to walk outside, and it's almost like they've transitioned. She's back in her school uniform, cherry blossoms. He's still alive. She can still see him. Man, that hit me pretty hard right in the feels, because it's a beautiful scene. And I understand Sheena Co, I understand Ro, and why they're hurting, and why you would still hurt about this, even though this has happened years ago at this point.
Well, I feel like an asshole.
No, it's totally fine.
Sorry.
It's anime.
No, damn it! I hated the whitey bitch. I'm sorry. Continue.
There was a line from Ro that I really liked, and it showed like how perceptive he was. He said like Sheena Co left the hometown because initially he thought that she left because she wanted to forget about you, but he said it wasn't because of that. It was she actually the opposite. She was trying to retain like her memory of the time that he was there, and like being around her hometown would, it would sink in that he was gone. So she didn't want to like envision this life without him. So like leaving would keep that memory of them fresh. And now since that place is being rented out and everything, like that that vision of her time there taking care of him is going to be gone.
That's another thing I have experience with. The place my sister died, and when we moved from there about 3 or 4 years ago now. Yeah, I mean that's something that goes through your mind, and it's kind of sad. It's like, oh, I'm leaving this place. This place that has retained so much memories. I won't be around it anymore, and those memories will fade, and they'll be replaced with new ones. And that's man, this show's great. I'm sorry, I love it.
Yeah,
Automatic pass.
It's if this like is legit my favorite thing to watch right now, even more so than Fruits Basket currently, because I do think it's going to, you know, start to get a lot better, and Kaguya-sama. If it's outbeating those two, and if people know me, they know I love those series. Seeing Yesterday for me is doing really great.
You know what blows my mind is, would we have even have seen this show if it wasn't for this pandemic?
Nope, not at
No.
all.
No.
Yeah, that's what blows my mind.
Yeah, I probably would have never gave it a chance.
Same.
I mean, I would have eventually, because people in my private Discord just started blowing up about it, and I was like, all right, I guess I gotta watch it. Like Odyssey, who's in the chat, Malice, who's one of my co-hosts on the Bento channel. They were just talking about this. I mean, Shadow Blazer, great friend, he was talking about it. So I'd eventually would have watched this, but I am glad to actually experience this with you guys, because this show, I mean, just from this episode alone, it's just, there's so many small, intricate little details about the characters themselves, and so many things to take into account. It's really cool. It's talking about people, and I like those kinds of anime. I think that's why I like Snafu so much as well, because it's talking. It's about people.
Yeah, I like how like all these characters are like flawed in their own way. That's why I think like the interesting relationship is between Rakuyo and Sheena, because Rakuyo is kind of jealous of Sheena because she's successful in her career. It seems like she has everything figured out, but she can't let go of the past. Rakuyo himself doesn't have any ambition. We have Ro in this episode who, wants to get out of the shadow of his brother. He has this unrequited love for Sheena. And Haru, she hasn't really shown that much. She's had like this distant relationship with her parents, but we don't really know that much about her. And I think like once we get into that stuff, we'll start to see more of the flaws. Because she mentioned that she dropped out of school, and I think like the real reason she dropped out of school is going to be like something big for her character. She said she just did it because I forgot exactly what she said. I think she just said like she wasn't like feeling it or anything like that. It was like some reason that she could just like brush off. But I think it's more to I think it's more to like why she dropped out of school, that she's not, she doesn't feel comfortable talking about with anybody.
Wonder if it has to do with, since this show is, so much about romance and relationships, I wonder if it has to do with maybe she liked somebody and just didn't work out, and she got so bummed out about it she dropped out.
Anything's possible.
Milk Hall is still a great name for a store. And I want to work at Milk Hall still.
They do a lot of shit. They deliver.
Yeah.
It's a maid cafe. They sell alcohol. This place is
service with a smile.
great. Yeah.
I like how
smile. Sadistic.
Oh god.
Sweet, sadistic, sour.
Wait,
Savage.
Sexy.
Smile, sweet, sadistic,
Subliminal.
It's
Chartreuse.
Smile, sweet, sister, sadistic, service.
And then at the same time they go,
we
sweet.
are something. I I like the one of the memes that ends with the Soviet national anthem.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
That one gets me every time. uh, com- Communism's funny, you guys. Speaking of communism, uh, what did you guys think about Rico in this episode? He didn't really get all the shine in this episode.
I forgot he
Yeah,
was in this episode.
yeah, exactly. He was barely even in it, other than to be dragged by his ear to say, by his boss, "Hey, get your ass back here. We got to work."
What were they doing back there? They just abandoned the front of the store.
Yeah, I know.
Like anybody could have just stole anything and just left.
Listen,
Yeah, you know.
Rico, I'm making counterfeit Mountain Dew back here. You gotta get back here. We gotta finish this batch. We're gonna sell it.
You ever see those store-bought freaking ripoffs of Mountain Dew, and it's called like oh,
Mountain Holla.
Yeah. And then there's a couple that I've seen that's like yellow, like
Submarine.
drink or something. I don't know, but I see them and I'm like, this is Mountain Dew. Who are you trying to kid?
Yellow drink is radioactive. It's made by it's made with real yellow cake. So...
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like urine is like unicorn. Urine.
Yeah, I thought you were too.
Nope, it's made with yellow cake. Radioactive yellow cake.
I love lemon cake.
Lemon cake's good.
It really is.
Soda Sancha.
So, anything else?
Haru got. Is it a raven or a crow?
It's a crow.
I think it's crow.
Because they said crow. I thought it was a raven this whole time. So I feel like an idiot. Because I called her the raven the first couple episodes, and now she's the crow. She's Brandon Lee.
Haru is the crow.
It's a great movie.
Counting Crows. Is that what that band's called?
Yes, there's a band called Counting Crows. I don't care for them, but the movie The Crow is amazing.
Yeah, so that was an interesting interaction between Ro and Haru.
What is it with people slapping you dead in the back trying to steal your oxygen?
Oh, you see, she hits him in the back and he starts he coughs.
Yeah,
Like, damn, Haru,
the hell out of him.
You Haru and Arte, they got that shit on lock.
Freaking, she'll rip off somebody's arm and then she'll steal your breath by just giving you a nice smack, and you're like, ugh!
And she controls crows.
Yeah.
What are these women in anime?
It's the new mega powers, Haru and Arte.
And then let's not get started about Tower of God. All those ladies be wielding swords and shit.
Oh yeah. Nox got the Green April and ham.
I do not like Green April and ham. No, I do not, Sam. I am.
So, what do you guys give yesterday, episode 4?
Even though I was a little iffy about this episode, I still like it overall. Not because you guys are guilting me into it, but because I personally feel as if this show has done a lot more good than it has anything else. This show still doesn't even have an intro. I don't think this show's ever going to have an intro,
Yeah,
to be
I
honest.
like that. It's more show.
Yeah, love it.
I agree. 100% more show and less crap. So, yeah, definitely passing this show and really enjoying it. Really enjoying it right now. I can't wait to see what happens. Hopefully, no. I'm really nervous about shenanigans. I don't want no shenanigans.
Smile, sweet, sister, sadistic.
If that just happens randomly in the show, I'm gonna be like, all right, that's it. I gave it a try. Then they pulled the rug out from under me.
What do you think, Satsuki?
this wasn't my favorite episode of the series, but I think it's a really, really good episode. And if you can do that with a character that is probably like my least favorite, like out of the main characters, out of Rikuyo, out of Sheena Co, out of Haru, you did a good job. Because when the episode first started, I was like, "Fuck, where's Haru?" But they still managed to pull out a good episode, even with the characters, or even with a character I wasn't initially that invested in. But by the end of it, I understood his perspective and I liked him. So, did a good job. Obviously, it's a pass for me.
I'm giving this 18 passes for the age of Haru. And yes.
Yeah.
That's it. So, EA, where can they find you?
You can find me at Everything Animated. I am at 285 subscribers. I'm only 15 away from 300.
Hey, get them there.
I'm looking forward to reaching that milestone. I'm still working on something super special. I know y'all keep hearing it. I know y'all keep getting teased by it, but all I'm going to say is whenever it's ready, you guys will know.
Like me in that 20-page Fate review. It'll happen when it happens.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Twitter's on there somewhere, and yeah.
Satsuki, where can they find you?
You can find me on the Twitter, YouTube as well. I don't think I put out. Actually, I did put out a video recently, but I do have my. Yeah, it was One Piece talk though. So.
That's why.
Yeah. I do plan to have my first impressions out for seeing yesterday for me. Maybe tomorrow, I think, because everything's recorded. So I'm going to put that video out. And I do have a big Kakiguri video planned out. And that's going to be pretty cool because that's going to take a lot of work. So that's where I'm at, and that's what I'm doing.
The podcast has t-shirts now.
Oh,
you can buy a King of Anime podcast t-shirt with this beautiful logo I made on it. And if you buy one, I'll split a three-way with EA and Satsuki, so it goes to everybody. We all get paid here. So that's the way to support the podcast specifically. And
the Filolios are so happy.
Yeah, to get these guys a paycheck. So if you want to get these two lovely people, one of them, maybe two of them, maybe gay for,
yeah, it's okay.
Buy the t-shirt. You also get a cool t-shirt with a logo on it, and you can support people. It's amazing. It's great. I never tell people to buy t-shirts, but you should buy this one because this logo took like 8 hours to make. And it's so cool.
Don't just buy the t-shirt. Buy one for your girlfriend because you know she's going to steal it.
Right. And she'll have two anyway. She'll steal the other one too.
Yeah, so buy 3.
I believe you can buy cell phone cases. You can buy a onesie. Oh, wait, no, that's of the Mr. Kitty t-shirt I have. Buy the King of Anime podcast t-shirt. If you don't, that's okay. No pressure.
Next we're gonna unveil self-portraits of us, naked, and we're gonna have our autograph those pictures and send them out to the fans.
I did not
All right, EA's getting canceled. You can find the link to my Teespring in the description below. So that being said, thanks everybody for watching this week's King of Anime podcast. We had a bunch of good fun. Great. See you guys later. Bye-bye.